Hello Salties. It's been 6 months since I started the market report, so now we have 6 months worth of data that we can look back at and see what's going on in this particular market. So I put together this short video to try to explain a little bit about what's happening related to the Gulf access properties for sale in the Cape Coral area. Here's the data I went out and gathered over the past 6 months. So we started in September of last year. So I looked at the total number of dollars closed each month, the total number of Gulf access properties that were closed, the number of units, as well as the average transaction. I also took a look at the number of properties, Gulf access properties that were on the market, and the percentage that were sold. So over the next few slides, I'm going to make some graphs, kind of break this down and give you a good idea of what's going on in the market. But it's all predicated upon this initial slide and data. In this particular slide, I'm going to show you the properties that have been on market over time. So when we started out in September of last year, there were only approximately 799 properties in the Cape Coral area with Gulf access on the market. However, when you take a look at today, that's grown to 1,332 properties, or an increase of almost 50% of number of Gulf access properties on the market here in Cape Coral. This slide shows you the properties that were sold over time. So back in September was a pretty good market. There were 108 properties that were sold at that particular point in time. You can see it dipped dramatically in October, so much in November and December. But as the new inventory came back on in January and February, we're starting to see the total number of closed sales in Gulf access properties increase by a fair amount. Now let's compare that to the average price over that particular point in time. So you see in September and October, the average Gulf access property sold was in the $900,000 range. However, it dropped pretty quickly over the next 2 months down into the high sevens. In December, I think that was clearing a lot of the inventory that had been out there a while. People lowered their prices. They wanted to get it sold by the end of the year. Conversely, as new properties came on in January, these were probably the better properties, ones that have not been on the market, and that started raising the prices. So we went in January to about $820,000 average sale for Gulf access property, and jumped up close to almost $900,000 by the end of February. Now let's take a look at the percentage of properties that were sold over time. As we saw in earlier slides, the actual number of properties increased dramatically from September through February of this year. But let's take a look at what percentage of those homes closed in each month. Back in September, it was about 13.5% of the total properties on market closed, whereas here in February, it's only a little over 8% of the properties closed that were on the market at that particular point in time. Now let's take a look at the analysis of a buyer's versus a seller's market. We're definitely in a buyer's market. A buyer's market is characterized by a higher inventory of homes, more so than you have buyers, leading to lower prices and more negotiation power for the actual buyers. If we take a look at the total number of properties that were on market, this is Gulf access in the Cape area, there were 1,332 in February. There were 110 of those were sold, which means there's over 12 months of inventory. So based upon that, it's going to take a lot longer for the average home to sell. Right now, it's based upon these stats about a year out. So there probably will be some finagling of prices. The sellers will get a little nervous. They'll start coming down. The buyers will start to see that they're getting better deals, and they'll come into the market. So that's a quick overview of the past 6 months analysis. Now move on over to my market report, and you can see the individual data from each particular segment that I'm covering. Have a great day. Bye.